Yeah, hello, my people. My name is Chinedu Anichi, your one and only. Network for connector. Thank you. Osama Biko, I'm online. Biko, you gotta do some here. Hello, my people. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're listening to me. Um, they say this acceptance of a fault is a sign of good upbringing. So I want to start with an apology about coming behind schedule with all publicity that have been issued on this very particular show. But because of logistic problems and problem of internet in Nigeria, that has been the trouble. So our guest is very eager to be in the show and deliver, but I don't know what has been happening to her network. She has been here, but to bring her up is a problem. So continue and at least appreciate that she's online. She's trying to fix back again. And let's see what my people. Thank you for the patience. I thank you for the understanding. Sometimes it happens like that. You know the country where both of us, all of us, come from. For those of you from Nigeria, it has always been a problem of network, problem of this, problem of that. So um, the young lady has been here, but to bring her up is a problem. Now that she even surfaced on the network has militate, have been militating against it, and I don't know what exactly to do because Muhammad Bana Bacheche, Mother Agba Wecheche. So I'll try to call her again and see if she can still come online. I don't know what's the problem. What the problem looks like. Becoming so difficult. I don't know why. Okay, so let's open up and see what we can be discussing. We're trying to get her online and see what the problem is. Hello, what's the problem? Is it the same network again?
think it's network, but I don't know what is happening again.
Try and see if you can come back now. When you go out,
Okay,
it is
okay.
easy.
It's
Whenever
telling me that I'm backstage.
eh,
It's telling me that I'm backstage.
you're backstage, that means yes. Once you're backstage, I'm not seeing you, but I will see you if you're back. Just go back to the
Okay,
link. Go back once it strikes you off. Go back to the link because you have access now. You can always access it easily. So that
okay.
we'll manage it until we must get something out of what we're doing today. Mm.
Of course, of course.
So we're trying to get the the person we have today. Our guest today is Prisca, Comrade Prisca Okeke. Comrade Prisca Okeke is the NANS president of Enugu chapter, the chairman of National Association of Nigerian Students Enugu chapter, and from the publication we did, what we'll be discussing today is about the lecturer. You know what happened in UNN, the video that has gone viral. So NANS is soliciting that female Nigerian university students should be given respect and their freedom and privacy and independence should be respected. So she's coming to speak on behalf of NANS and on behalf of her gender that has always been victims of such very disturbing situation in the university. So we have a comrade Prisca Okeke is coming on board. By God's grace, network have been embarrassing, but even if it's few minutes that we get her today, we can make a do with that one. So those of you who are coming on board, I'm saying I think she's just entered stage now. She just entered stage now. Hello, comrade. Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you. Good evening, sir.
So we'll have to try our best. So once it strikes you off, because you have been connected already, you
Okay.
can always click back. Okay.
The link from my WhatsApp.
Yes, you just go back and click back.
Okay.
Okay. So my people will have Prisca Okeke now and the president, chairman of National Association of Nigerian Students Enugu chapter. She is live and direct. I have apologized on her behalf, the TV and herself for some logistic problems. And you know the country all of us are coming from, the network instability and a lot of things. It's not that she's not that kind of person. She's a very patriotic citizen, but today I take the blame. The TV takes the blame. Okay. So, my sister, you are welcome.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. I also want to personally and sincerely apologize for the delay. It wasn't any fault of mine. I am so sorry. I am sincerely sorry.
Okay, Prisca, without wasting your time, I want you to introduce yourself to our viewers. Tell them your name, where you come from, what your position is, and eventually introduce why we are here today.
Okay. Once again, hello, everybody. I greet you all, depending where you're watching us from. My name is Comrade Prisca Okeke. I'm from Enugu State. I also school here in Enugu State, and I'm the chairman Enugu State chapter of the National Association of Nigerian Students, NAN. And today, I'm very privileged and honored to be in Chinedu Anichi TV to discuss some crucial matters concerning students in Enugu State, especially the recent occurrence at University of Nigeria in Nsukka with a lecturer caught pants down trying to molest a married student.
Yeah, very interesting, Prisca. You are here, and as a president of NAMS, before we go into really why we're here today, can I tickle you a bit? You know, in every glory there is a story. Yeah, if you touch great men, if you touch the governor, he will tell you there was a time I was hawking pure water if you touch the other person, so that people will not think that you just from nowhere. Maybe it's not hookup. Chairmanship
Yes.
of NANS is not hookup. I know what it is.
Okay.
I've been a NANS personnel, I've been a student leader for years, so I know what it is. The chastisement, the struggle, what it looks like. Regardless of your gender, you could navigate to this position. It shows doggedity, it shows ruggedity, it shows internal disposition underlined by, you know, a kind of strength that could propel you to navigate rigorously to this position in NAS. So, can you tell us a little story about this glory?
Okay, I got admission in IMT 2018 and I started student activism 2018 from my ND1. I actually became the deputy director of welfare in my department, SLT, Science Laboratory Technology Department. Then from there, I started following up with activities of student unionism, student representation in different angles. People will always come to you, comrade, you're vibrant, this and that. But I also went for the first time I attended NAS convention was at University of Nigeria and Soka, 2019 convention that produced Comrade Darlington Igwe as deputy coordinator of the default zone B, that's Southeast and South South. Then also, I got my HND because in my school, you contest for positions in your HND1 or ND1. The ND1 students only contest for deputy positions. Then from HND, you can contest for the main position. So in my HND1, I started the struggle running for the SUG president. Yes. So people were like, why the president? Why not the vice president? So I always tell them there's no gender specification with regards to who contests for what in IMT or in any school. I've read the constitution of my school's constitution, student union constitution, and I didn't find any. And I believe I have the capacity to lead the students of IMT if I'm given the opportunity to become their SUG president. So I started pushing that struggle. I started contesting for the SUG presidency. So one thing led to another. I contested with five guys. One thing led to another, and I didn't win. One guy took the position. So when I came to contest for the NANS chairmanship, a friend of mine told me that when she posted my flyer that I was going for chairmanship, somebody commented and said, "This girl again, she will never go to where they will catch her." And she just gave me tears and laughed.
Somebody commented and said, this girl is gay.
So I continued with the struggle. But the good thing is that the leaders of the association then already knew what I can do because NAS is not an easy task, I must say. You know the struggle, sir. You understand what I'm saying. So the responsibility is so huge that when you come to me and say you want to be the NAS chairman of the state, I would ask you, do you really know what you're going for? But surprisingly, when I was going for my consultations, informing people, stakeholders, and fellow students and leaders, nobody asked me that because they saw how I pushed for the SUG presidency. They knew that it was just a narrow escape due to one or two interests and sentiments here and there. So they believed I could do it. The SUG presidents that we call our senators, those that vote, they believed I could do it. So out of on the election day, out of 12 votes, I got 8 votes. Yes. So I think two SUG presidents couldn't make it to the convention ground due to some student-related issues in their school. So I had 10 SUG presidents from.
Add your volume. Wow.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Add your volume.
So, two SCG presidents couldn't make it due to some student-related issues in their school. So we had 10 SCG presidents on ground, and I got 8 votes, to the glory of God, because they believed. And since then till now, we've been working together. Some SCG presidents have conducted elections and left, but the new ones we're still working together. We're always there representing. I want to say thank you to my escorts because there were many voice. But then they respect me. I respect them as well. We're all here. We're working together, all for the interest of the students in Enugu State. So that's just the short story behind this struggle. But it wasn't easy at all, and it's still not easy.
Wow. So, my sister, I appreciate that position because I know it's not easy. So, but let's come to but before we go into what we're talking about, so how do you find it as as a female controlling NANS in Enugu State? Enugu State is like the headquarter of zone. Is it zone B now or
Zone F, Zone F
zone F?
now.
Used to be zone B, right? But now it's zone
Yes.
F. So you know it's our own time now as zone B.
It was Zone B, Zone F,
So
sorry, Southeast
for
and
you
South.
as a lady, how have you been finding it controlling NANS, a whole NANS in the state?
Okay. The truth is, I don't think they still see me as a lady anymore because I have my ways of handling issues. And of course, like I said earlier, I know how to respect people. So I think if you respect people, respect is reciprocal. I've been hearing that from childhood. And now I can really understand. Once you respect people, it is just very normal that you gain your respect back. So, in as much as my office is higher than theirs, so to say, but I respect them. Like all these SCG presidents, we call them the landscapers of their institutions. You can't just barge into an institution without informing the SCG president. So when there's an issue, you call them. It's their duty to find out and get back to you. What you do is collect the information, delegate duties, and get the work done. But it's not easy. It's not easy at all. But I think it's easy for me because of my personality. I'm not handling the job from the aspect of a gender. No, I am doing the job. I know the job, and I'm just following it up strictly. I am not calculating. I'm a woman. I'm a man. I can be. If my phone rings now, that maybe Federal Enugu State Polytechnic Uwolo is on fire, and maybe students are under attack or anything, I will be in Ezeagu Uwolo this night. Not, I don't say I'm a woman, I can't step out. No, I can be out 12 midnight once it's for the interest of the Nigerian students here in Enugu State. In fact, every week I frequent Esut Abuani, I frequent Oju River, MNE, I go to Ihamufu, we go to Soka. So we're just everywhere. I know the job and I'm just doing it as supposed. And also consultation. People have been here before me. So when there are certain issues, I must say I've faced issues that seems a bit too much for me. You call the likes of Honorable Chidilo Gebe, the former NANS President National and former Executive Governor on Student Affairs. You can call Comrade Darlington Ugebe. I have the likes of Comrade Romanus, the likes of Comrade Ikechukwu Emmanuel, the likes of AGK Celestine. These are good people. The likes of Chief and Chairman, Bino Political, and all of them. So when you face issues that you feel they are too big for you, it's only normal that you consult people who have handled the office before you. And there's no how you're going to go wrong with handling the matter. So that's just it for me.
Wow. So, yes, I understand from what you're saying now. It shows that you know a lot of non-stakeholders, and you know the secret of NANS. You cannot work without the stakeholders' blessing. So,
At all.
what's your relationship with your stakeholders? Because it is the stakeholders we know that factionalize NANS. Sometimes, when the stakeholders disagree, the other stakeholder will try to bring another leader and another. So, how have you been working with people like Chidilo Dube, former NAS president, people like Obaino Politica, people like Chief and Chief, people like Daddy
Darlington, the
Igwe,
rest of
people like Chika Obeta, people like I can
it.
mention and
I know,
even
you
the
know,
lady. What's this
you
lady from Oji River? Ada
I don't,
and uh, and the other man's official, the fair lady. That is Chubby. I've forgotten her name. Esther or what?
I can. But the main thing is, um, first of all, respect. I always hit on that thing, respect. Everybody has a respect that is due to them. And now it was joint campus committee. That is when stakeholders can come for a round table. You bring your interest, I bring my interest, and you begin to align. Then at the end of the day, they'll say, okay, you take chairmanship as your slot, you take secretary, and the rest of them. Then they start bringing people to fill in. Now it is joint campus council. I'm actually the first elected NANS JCC chairperson in Enugu State because it is now done by election. If you're interested in any position, you start your consultation, you buy your form, do your campaign, meet your voters, and on the election day, if you're opportune to be given the opportunity to serve, you win. So now it's no longer that time that it's just selection. Now it's election, and nobody can just bring somebody to replace anybody, unlike when it was under appointment. Now, if you win the position, you're going to run and represent and handle your office as supposed, unless in a case where you're not delivering the services required, you're not representing the student community as supposed, then those that voted you in, I mean the senators, the SUG presidents, they are your senators. They can call for a meeting, pass a vote of no confidence on you, or even possibly impeach you, and you're out of the way. Then your vice takes over. So that's how it's done now. It's now a normal process through electoral process, no longer through selection. So the Enugu NAS is very peaceful. Our stakeholders are very understanding, and they are like fathers to the upcoming student leaders. The likes of Chidi, he's a wonderful person. Darlington, they are wonderful people. So these are people that will guide you. They are not like some selfish people that just want to, spoil the struggle and give the organization a bad name. No.
Okay. So I want us to go to why we're here.
Okay.
The outcry about what happened to female students in universities generally, with reference to what happened in UNN, where a lecturer was uh, was caught pants down, trying to take advantage
Molest
of
marriages,
a female, a married, not even a female student, but a married female student.
feminist.
That professor, what somebody Obong or what?
Obong, yes.
Obong. So, and you're here today as the spokesperson of Nigerian students in the state where it happened. So, first of all, how did you know about it?
Okay. Um, First, I saw a video. Someone sent me a video because we have representatives in all the tertiary institutions we have here in Enugu State. So they are always at alert. Someone sent me a video and said, Mama, see what is going on in my school. Oh. I said, okay, what is that? Then the story was not clear. They just said this man was caught pants down, and I told him, okay, follow the matter up, go to the dean's office, get the full story because Nsukka is very far. If it's something that somebody can handle there, we'll let the person handle it and give us feedback. But if it starts getting out of hand, I can now drive to Nsukka to make inquiries myself. So after the inquiries, they called me and told me that this lecturer, they even have a voice recording, that this lecturer has delayed this lady for 1 year, 1 year. And now, this lady in question being frustrated,
I'm going to
she has come.
highlight you. I'm going to highlight you. That does not mean that I'm out of the studio. Okay?
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So, this lady in question, according to what they said, have actually offered this lecturer money to be able to let her go. Not like she didn't pass the course, but when a lecturer starts making advances at you, it just becomes very difficult for you to sail through their courses. So now this man calls her on the phone, asks her out. This man would call her and start. So the lady was telling him Sir, I am married. I cannot do this. I don't do this. If it's money you want, I can give you money or any other, or, But the lecturer said, no, I've been here for 10 years. Nobody will know unless you tell somebody. Those kind of conversations. So for my inquiries, I tried reaching out to the girl, but her numbers that was sent to me were off. So from my inquiries, this man actually have been on this girl's case for more than 1 year now. So the lady now told the husband,
Hey, network, what are you doing? Yeah, it's like network is back again, and we're going to have her to complete this story of what happened in UNM because a lot of us just saw video and we're not even sure what the video is all about. Some of us don't know what the video is all about, but listen to her. We're going to still wait for her to kick back. And once she's back, she continue with the story because a lot of things have been happening to female students. Just that of UNM blew up, and this is era of social media. So I got to all the corners of Nigeria, and people were reacting. But we want to hear directly from um, custodians of students' affairs and activities, so that we know exactly what we're saying. So Chinedu Anishi TV is bent on bringing you real life stories, experienced those who have the full knowledge of what happened, so that they bring it raw to you, and you will now know exactly what the problem looks like. So, as we're waiting for her, she will click back. She has understood the game that is network. Once she's struck off, she shows back in the studio and she continues her story. So, but before then, I want to inform you that this is Shinedu Anishi TV, and for those of you who are watching on Instagram, thank you. I can't call all of your names. Margaret Cades, Fat Fresh, Eddie Maker, Levi Chinyerugo, Fred Obianuju, Godswill Ike, Dope Boy, Success 45, MNK 3490, Chase Johnson, Tony Obi, all of you. I cannot mention all of you. Please, thank you for finding Rule Ndriche, Fred Fabian, Barrister Fabian. How are you, my own barrister? One for Anambra, Aliyu Ibrahim Oga, Muramo, Dr. Jayama, Ziza Emni, Alade, all of you. I appreciate all of you. Um, as we wait for her to come back to the stage and we'll continue our discussion, I appreciate you. All of you, Chidima Namani, Bernard Eze, all of you on Facebook, Bernard Eze, Engineer Jude Ugwanyi, or Bino Soft Work, Chidima Namani, and I can't mention all your names. Thank you for finding time to please share the live video, um, share it on your page, share it to your friends, and let your friends know the real gist of what transpired in UNA. We're still waiting for her. She will come back. Laziko Ikoro Wansoka. How are you, Ikoro? How are you doing? Ikoro Wansoka, how are you doing? So thank you for watching. Network is giving us issue, but um we'll wait for her to end this story because the story is about to end. But network. Okay, my people, I'll remind you that we are streaming live on 8 p.m. Nigerian time every day. You can watch us on Instagram at Chinedu Anichi, on YouTube at Chinedu Anichi TV, on Facebook at Chinedu Anichi TV, on TikTok as Chinedu Anichi TV. any of this platform was streaming live, and you just have on your own leisure, 8 p.m. Nigerian time, you key in and find out what we're doing. Find out what normally we bring in different professionals to talk about issues in Nigeria, issues about our lives, different educative, motivating, and life saving contents. That's what we are doing in this particular platform. This is not a platform for any other kind of thing. So, and we've got that niche for ourselves to continue to bring educative content to you. So you can see that I'm on transit. I'm not in the studio, but I did my best to make sure that this transmission comes to you. That's why you're hearing some background noise. I'm not in the studio because I built a new studio today. Internet was stored in the studio today. So from tomorrow we'll be streaming live from the studio. So anything background noise, any other thing is just because I'm on transit. I'm not on studio. So we have to really know how to tolerate this issue because we can do better than this. All right. So Laziko, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, thank you for your star. I'm seeing it. Thank you. Okay, okay. So my people, keep sharing this live video while we wait for our sister. So what we are discussing is a very sensitive matter. What happened in UNN that a lecturer, for stand information, that's what we are giving you about the lecturer and what transpired. Omega King, Omega King, Omega, where are you? Before our sister come up, it's like I'll be bringing one or two persons up. Let's be gisting while we wait for her. Laziko Ikoro, I don't know Ikoro where you are. If you have light, I can send you a link. Omega, I can send you a link for you to come so that we'll be discussing while we wait for our sister. Hmm. Yeah, people. Hey, Nigeria is not easy to manage network and all those things. Sometimes it becomes a problem. That's why sometimes we find it difficult to. Yeah, engineer, hope like James. James, how are you doing? Please share this live video. Share it and host a watch party with your friends. And let's hear from this young lady. Wow, 68 shares. You are great. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Mhm. Okay, now let me invite Omega King and Laziko. Let me invite two of you. I'm going to send you a link now. Okay, she's back. She's back in the studio. She is very back in the studio. My sister, what is going on now?
Network wahala.
Let's walk while our place, God, God forgive
Yeah,
Nigeria.
but
Hey, so let's just go straight to the point now. See, from what is going on, this time I'm going to make a punchline. I'm going to record what you will say from this moment, and
okay.
it's going to go viral. So I want you to be straight and brief and direct to the point. So the question I want to ask you now is, what is the stand of NANS, which you represent in the state, about what happened in UNN, about the lecturer that molested a married female student?
Okay. So, National Association of Nigerian Students generally do not tolerate any molestation of any kind. I always tell people Molestation must not be when the act is fully done. Using certain words on your students as a lecturer is a no-no. Making advances as your student as a lecturer is a big no for the organization. The reason why they are in school is to come to classes, receive lectures, go to exam hall, write, you mark the script and give them their deserved scores. As a lecturer, you're not supposed to, in fact, you're supposed to be a father to the children that you lecture and not the other way around. But I think most times when they are doing these things, there's this thing that clouds their mind. I saw the man in Dean's office, Mr. Omeje's office, Professor Omeje's office rather, crying. He was seated and he was crying. I think at that point, whatever that was controlling him has left him. Doing these things, don't you think of your family? Even if you don't care about yourself, care about your wife, your children, the trauma this is going to cause them. Let's say, for instance, you do not care about your career, but your children are still growing. They are in this society that tax people, whatever, even without doing anything. Now you are as a father, you're caught red-handed in this kind of shameful act. What about your wife? What about your family members? What about what you claim to represent? We say a big no to any kind of molestation on our students. The matter is currently under investigation. The man is in police custody, and we're following the matter up. Every student that is going through this kind of a thing, please speak up. We have phone, phone, cell phones that you can call. Is everywhere. My number is everywhere. The first day you called me, I picked at one touch. I don't miss calls. Even if I miss your call, I'm going to call you back because I know what I represent. Anybody can call you. Now we have our mail, nansenugu chapter@gmail.com. You can always send anything in there. You can maintain anonymous if you want to. But the most important thing is that you're passing the information and people are getting the message. Don't wait until it gets so bad. I'm happy that the lady in question informed her husband, that in turn informed the brother, and they got to this stage, right? So you as a young student, even if you can't inform your parents, which is very important, you do, because nothing is going to happen rather than the one that has happened. Inform the organization that is protecting you. Inform your SCG president. If you feel you can't reach your SCG president, you have departmental executive. You can inform your departmental executive and tell them, see what is going on with this person. This kind of a thing is very shameful that an elderly man like that will be making at, even if she's not a married student. Let's stop looking at it from there because everybody is hitting the nail on married, married, married. It doesn't mean it's right to also do the same thing to a single student. It is not right on any student. I've also been getting complaints. Boys are saying even the female lecturers are also doing the same thing. It is a no-no, either from a female lecturer or a male lecturer. Whoever you are as a lecturer, you should treat these children like your children. You are there to mentor them, lecture them, and impart knowledge and impact positively in their lives. Not like, why would you want to have anything to do with your student, your son, your daughter? No, that's how it's seen. So we don't take those kind of matters lightly at all.
Wow, that's great. My very interest is that you people have a contact where people can report such situations, and
Yes,
it is encouraging. So
and
another thing. Okay, go ahead.
and also, like I said earlier, we have NANS representatives in all the tertiary institutions in Enugu State. If you don't want to talk to your student union government representatives, just ask, and the person will be directed to you. They are in all the. Okay, now if you come to UNN, I have my director of transport and my treasurer. They are students of UNN. If you come to IMT, I have the director of internal security, Comrade Jose Vincent, and myself, even the director of technology and innovation, is from IMT. If you go to Enugu State Polytechnic, Uwolo, we have the financial secretary there. If you go to dental technology and therapy, we have my vice chairman there. If you go to ASUT, we have our PRO there. Likewise, all that tertiary institutions we have in Enugu State here. We have NAS representatives in all the schools. So you can talk to anybody and be sure your matter will be treated accordingly.
Wow, that's great. Well, that is the major thing we wanted to get from you today, the position of NANS in this. And what is your advice? Because the truth is that sometimes we look at it from both ways. There are some ladies that they don't want to study, they want to give. Like some people, like it's just like the issue of sorting, the issue of paying money for grades. You know, some lecturers demand, some people approach some lecturers to collect. Some that don't even want to collect, they say they are very strict and they are wicked lecturers because some of them don't want to collect. So, what I'm saying now, what I want to ask you is that what of if the case falls on the side of students who want to lure lecturers to accept either cash or kind in order to get a good grade?
Okay, first of all, you said something about students who do not want to study. Okay, and tagging lecturers strict or wicked when they do not want to collect money. Sir, I want to put it to you and to everyone who was watching this thing today now. If you are not known for that kind of character, if you don't have that reputation, no student will dare come to your office to approach you with that kind of rubbish. I am telling you as a student. Now, if you enter a department newly as a year one student and ND1 student, you will get the gist about everybody teaching you. You have senior persons, people who are in higher classes. They'll tell you, this so person. Like I can mention names of a few lecturers in my school that is known not to take that kind of rubbish. Like I have like about five of them in my department. Let me not just go with names. But these people, once you enter, you will see people reading to pass their courses. You will see people buying their textbook and being serious. They cannot teach an empty class. It's not possible. Let me just use one name. You cannot hear that Mr. Judo Kenwa is coming to class and you are where? Doing what? If not in the classroom. So this person, you will hear their gist. In fact, Mr. Jude Okenwa is currently the DSA, Director of Student Affairs, IMT now. Immediately we entered IMT, we heard about him. He's a no-nonsense man. And you get what you give. So now, he's teaching your class, and you want to tell me that you're where? You will come to class, you will take that lecture, and you'll be serious with it. Because you know there's no shortcut to it. So, sir, no, no student will approach a lecturer that does not have the reputation of collecting money or collecting other things for grade. No student will do that. They must have heard that you normally do collect it before they will come to you. Then now, secondly, we're creating awareness for all the schools against indecent dressing. Because I'm not saying indecent dressing is the cause why lecturers are molesting students, but then students should learn to sort their wardrobe. As a female student, you should know what and what not to wear to school. If you're going for your parties, your birthday parties, and everything, you can wear whatever you like that suits the occasion. But when you're coming to school, you should dress like a student, covered up, possibly wearing your departmental wear to your class to receive lecture. That is what you're coming to do. So in my school, I'm sorry, I'm always calling IMT because that's my school and I know how things operate there. From the gates, if you are indecently dressed, in fact, the student union government there, they are doing a great job. They are working with the school security. If you are indecently dressed from the gate, you'll be sent back home. You will not be allowed entry into the school environment. Now, because usually they do go if they see you that you're indecently dressed, they will arrest you, bring you to the aluta block, interrogate you, and you pay fine for coming to school indecently dressed. So now they will send you back home from the gate. So imagine being sent back home from the gate on a day that you have an important quiz or test. So it's a big warning. Um, Let me cite this. One day, a student came to me and was asking me direction to a lecturer's office. And I looked at her. She was wearing a gown without an without a bra inside. Sorry. So I told her, "You, what are you going to do?" He said, "He's my project supervisor." I said, "So you're going to a project supervisor's office just like this?" He said, "I have jackets." I said, "What? How am I sure that you will wear these jackets when you get there? You can walk into the office like that. You can confuse the person. There are people who don't have principle. I'm not saying there's an excuse for any lecturer, because these other lecturers I'm talking about in my department, you dare not. You cannot even nurture the thought of going to their office if you're not well dressed. If they are your project supervisors or seminar supervisors, you must come to them. If you're coming to maybe present your project work, you must come dressed in your departmental wear, which is usually a color of shirt and a black pant most times. So if you're not dressed that way, they will walk you out of their office. So by the time other people are going and they are telling you their experiences, you won't want to face that kind of embarrassment. So you see where I'm coming from now. This
Yeah.
borders on discipline. If you're not disciplined enough, you should not take a lecturing job. That area is not for you, because you're coming to teach vulnerable young children that are under your care. Now, most of these students are scared. But my question is, why will you be scared when you have organizations like NANS, NACES, NAUS, NABS? All these organizations, what are they doing if not to protect your interests? So that's basically what I have to say about this thing. I'm not advising anybody. I'm not advising the lecturer, because we've been talking about, I've visited so many radio stations in my short time in office. I've talked about this over and over again. Lecturers have seen other lecturers in some universities, even though not in their state, face embarrassment and this kind of issues that happened in UNM. It has happened in Unical. It has happened in Unical. Yes. So they see these things, but they still go ahead to do these things.
Wow.
Imagine, not even outside the school, in your office, in your office, for crying out loud. No lecturer's office should be locked. It's once you're in the office, you're even if the door is closed, it shouldn't be locked. How you enter a lecturer's office, you knock one, two, you open the door and enter. If he's busy, he will tell you, "Okay, I'm busy. Give me 1, 2 minutes." Then you wait outside. You should not lock your office and bolt your door as a lecturer in the office. No, it's a public office, and students are allowed entry at any time. No, I don't think I have any advice for them. There's no advice that will be more than these experiences that some of them are getting now. Unical man, this UNM professor, and so many others that has happened in the past is enough to advise any lecturer that wants to be responsible. If you are indulging in this kind of act, the only thing I will tell you is continue, we'll catch you. And by the time we'll catch you, the disgrace will be times two.
Okay.
At that point, at that point that that lecturer was caught, he was helpless. They could have stripped him naked entirely, and he wouldn't do anything about it. So now you see you have the power. You're telling a student that you've been here for 10 years. So we should clap for you. You've been here for 10 years, and all you do is mail students to your office to take advantage of them because of grade, because of mark. Why? So I don't have any advice for them. They should continue. We'll get all of them one after the other. And with time, we are going to send all these lecturers with this reputation out of our tertiary institutions.
Wow. So I know in universities they have because I'm already in touch with the dean, students affairs, Professor Edwin of
Omed,
University of
yes.
Nigeria. So we spoke today.
Definitely.
I'll bring him
Yes.
to this show. But before I bring him, I know that every university has a disciplinary committee. And sometimes lecturers try to compromise standard for fellow lecturers. So what is NANS doing to make sure that this case will be followed to later, to make sure that justice will be brought to the Nigerian students?
Of course. We're doing all that we can. Like I told you, I've tried reaching out to the lady. By the end of tomorrow, I must speak with her. The good thing is, this is not just an ordinary student anymore. This is a married student, first of all. So if you're going to let this slide as a school, a husband cannot hear that you want to sexually molest his wife, then let you be like that. So that's even a plus, and it makes the work easier for us. I don't know if you get me. So
I
now
get
I'm
you.
very sure and I'm promising that this matter would not be let to just go like that. No, it will not. We're going to follow it unless I'm not sure investigation will show otherwise because it's crystal clear what played out there. Very clear. If those people had not intervened, he would have tried to do what he wanted to do. But he didn't know it was a plan. They were like, I just think some of these lecturers are just so dumb. How? Somebody that has been refusing your offer, then suddenly accept, you think you're wonderful. We are going to follow it up. I'm promising it will not let it, will not allow them to sweep it under the carpet. No.
Okay, finally, before we draw the curtain for the day, let's get this question from you. This question is for you, and we need an answer now that is sincere and transparent. What is your plan to protect students who have the courage to come and report their lecturers? Because sometimes they are afraid, some of them are vulnerable because they don't have the courage to report.
First of all, for your
How do you
protection,
guarantee their academic and social security?
it's, it's very simple. Very, very simple. Now, it depends on the gravity of the offense you're reporting. You will send the lecturer away. You will leave the school and possibly will not have the opportunity to lecture in any university. In fact, you don't have the moral standards to get a job anywhere if the country really knows what's going on. I don't know if you get me.
Yeah.
So if you're reporting a case, we investigate this case and find out that it is true. First of all, that lecturer will be gone. You're going to leave the school environment, and we're going to make sure that every other legal decisions are taken against you to make sure you pay for your sin. Because I'm very sure that all these things has legal implications, right? Now, you as a student that is reporting, I don't think you should be afraid in any way. So it's a two-way thing. A lecturer that does not want you to study in peace, give you the mark that you've earned, will leave the school for you and not you leaving the school for him. There are a lot of persons that need that job, that has discipline, that has morals to take up that responsibility. They will be given the opportunity. At least a sack for one lecturer will be a thanksgiving for another young person who have been unemployed for some time after graduation. Very simple, and nothing will happen.
Oh, okay. So, thank you, my sister. I think you have done noble. But before you leave, from the short time you've seen the services we anchor as a TV, um, our selfless approach to issues concerning students and other strata of the society. Wow. It's like this network is holding this girl again. Wow, 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 wow. What's going on? The very last question, and we need to get this very last question, my sister, and then we draw the curtain for today. So, thank you for listening to, especially those who are 99, those of you. Uche B, expensive, or Lati, yes, former 99, Ify, Nedo Felix, TC Cosmetics, 29, Nana 565638. Okay, I am Kwam Kwam. How are you doing? So, my people, thank you for watching. Yeah, if it is a no-no for every student. Yes, it's a no-no. That's why the chairman of NANS, the National Association of Nigerian Students, she's saying it, and they have established a very serious um, network for students to be, and a communication channel whereby students can be reporting such kind of cases so that um, such kind of menace and intimidation or embarrassment or molestation will stop in our universities. So it's really that of UNN brought out. According to her, she said it also happened in University of Calabar. So University of yes, Unica. So still, people have not learned their lesson. So this time it was a very serious matter because it had to do with even a married woman. I don't know what a professor wants from a married woman. If the man has conscience, if he's a human being, he's not just a single lady, but somebody's wife. And you insisted for over 1 year. You are insisting. I don't know what you gain from someone's wife. So just because he has come to study to get a certificate, and decided to take advantage of her, regardless of the background is coming from marital wise. So I think it's condemnable. It is something that all of us should condemn, and nobody. And the worst is that some students are agents to these lecturers. Some students are agents to these lecturers. When you think of sorting, when you think of this kind of illicit kind of character and behavior in the university, some students are agents of the lecturers, not considering the position of other students, especially students, because they are just trying to please the lecturer. They are running around. The lecturer is coming. Can you see? All those things they are doing? Some students are errand boys and agents of this particular. So students doing students is very, very bad. So students also should distance themselves from, compromising this kind of standard by getting involved or collaborating with lecturers to exploit Nigerian students. So it is a clarion call, it is a beckoning in all status of society to raise the bar of our voices for female students in different universities to have their freedom, have their grades, have themselves marked and scored transparently without passing through one thing or the other. They want somebody, a professor. I don't know if it is for me. I will say, is this man under a course or what? For a professor of that kind of level, a professor for years, to use his own office for that kind of thing. If you look at it strictly, you will know that it's either God has decided to bring him out and decide to let such becloud him. The scripture says when God wants to molest a man or want to disgrace a man, he makes him walk sheepishly in the noonday because the man was walking sheepishly. For a professor of repute to start this kind of illicit act in his office, in his own office, is alarming, and because for because for for prayers, the man need prayers, not even only taking him to police station. I think I can say that such person is possessed. One is somebody's wife, and the second one, that was not enough. You use your office. Oh God. It's like who reach the comrade again. I don't know. The same network. Maybe it's struggling to come back. I would have loved her to make one statement and withdraw the curtain. But if we wait for a while, she's not coming up. I think we'll be closing for the day. We have done our best. It was not easy to come by this particular stuff, but as God would have it, finally, yeah, she's back on the stage. Hey, network again. So, yeah, quickly before you are struck off again. So, you are giving us assurance that Nigerian students can report. You also have given us assurance that you have a channel of communication that somebody can be protected.
I know.
Um, you also give us assurance that you have proper representation in different universities, people who can act on your behalf. So we want to say this time because I'm planning to bring the NAMS president in this platform. So, but before the president, you have to start with the indigenous chairman. So, because you are the even if the president will come in this show, you have to be in the show. So, for two of you have to be in the show. So, because
Okay.
a landlady who knows, ndị Nsụka bụ anyị sị, onye bi na mara ekwu nke bụ Ọsụkwụ, you know. So,
Okay.
um,
Kevin,
have you communicated this to the national?
the national is aware, yes, but it's not much of an issue for them to start bothering about now because they know and they trust the capacity of the state.
Capacity.
So it's
Hey,
not
I
really
love this
time.
capacity. I love this. You know, you can. So the national don't need to bother because they know you can handle it. Wow. I know before they elected, before chief and chief, before Obino political, before Onjanja, before Chidilo Dube, before all these men will allow you to emerge as
Yeah,
chairman of NANS Enugu. You know now, you know that I've been in the game. I've been a national officer. I've been anything you can think of in NANS. So for them to allow you come up, that means you are not lacking capacity. And with the courage and you demonstrate in this interview, there is assurance that yes, we can really handle the mantle. So, but before we close, seeing what we are doing here, what can you say about Chinedu Anichi TV?
okay. Um, I must say, I'll start with saying a big thank you to Chinedu Anichi TV. You're doing a wonderful job. I've been following your program for quite a while, and it's selfless. You don't take sides. You just stand on the side of truth, and you're always projecting what is good and also speaking against what is wrong. So I want to say thank you for being this voice and also for deeming it fit to bring me to this show to talk about the welfare of the Nigerian students in Enugu State. It's something that I really appreciate so much. That was why when we were encountering difficulties initially starting up the show, I was feeling really bad because any opportunity for me to speak on behalf of the Nigerian students, it's always something that I really appreciate so much. Thank you for the work you're doing. Keep moving, and we're with you all the way. Thank you.
Okay, so I want to assure you that each time we need you, we are going to call you and continue. And in my support for students unionism, I will give you a free platform anytime you think there's something necessary. This is the only online TV, especially in Nigeria, let me say in Nigeria, that can stream live on different platforms at the same time. Like if you go to YouTube now, we're live like this. If you go to Facebook, we're live like this. If you go to Instagram, we're live like this. So it has not easily come by in our place. But I will volunteer this platform to support NANS in whatever they are doing. Knock at
Thank
my door anytime and you have something to present about Nigerian students. You're welcome anytime, any day. Even if the program is not free, I will find a place to fix you so that
thank,
your voice will be heard as part of
thank
my
you.
support for your tenure and for your capacity. You know.
Thank you so
So
much.
before
Thank
you
you so
before you leave the stage, you know our normal way in NAS. I want you to give a shout out to some of your stakeholders from national, from the states that have been supporting this capacity to train.
much. Okay, I'll just give three fundamental boza to all the NAS leaders all over the world. Boza, boza, boza. and three Ayas of the enemy. Aya,
Yeah,
Aya,
yeah,
Aya.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, my sister. My name is Chinedu Anichi, your one and only celebrity CSO. And this is Chinedu Anichi TV, streaming from the United States of America, the African voice in diaspora. But today, we have Comrade Prisca Okeke. Comrade Prisca Okeke is the chairman, National Association of Nigerian Students, Enugu State Chapter. And today, many tertiary institutions under her control, and she has been showing capacity, transparency, and inclusive representation in
Yeah.
discharging her duties. I thank you for finding time to be in Chinedu Anichi TV. My people, humanity is at the center of what we do. So always think of helping somebody. Don't wait for Big Cubana. Don't wait for Davido. Don't wait for Joey Zaza. Don't wait for Annie Don. Don't wait for anybody. Dangote, you also, you are an instrument for lifting peace because our logo here is summarized. We rise by lifting others. Remember, I love you. God bless you.
Okay.